What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Michael Knapp Fishing. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I appreciate you all tuning in. Today's video, we're going to talk about shaky heads, something that we don't really talk a whole heck of a lot about, but I do fish a lot, so I wanted to kind of tell you all the exact setup that I use. Usually I would do an on the water for this, but weather's been a little iffy and hasn't really been good shaky weather just yet, for me anyway. So we're gonna bring it to you from the carport. So we're gonna talk about the rod setup, reel setup, line, knot. We're gonna talk about all of it. So let's roll that intro and get into it. All right, guys, so first and foremost, let's go over what is a shaky head. So a shaky head is a lead head bait with a hook in it. Let me just go ahead and take this bait off for you real quick. We'll just re-rig it. How about that? This is a shaky head. It is a lead, or in this case, tungsten head with a hook poured into the tungsten and some kind of a keeper up here. Not every shaky head has a keeper. Some of them bend it in there and all that jazz. I personally prefer to have a keeper. This is a Wu tungsten shaky head, and it does have that spring keeper that I really like. So let's rig it real quick, okay? Now, what baits can you use? Any baits. You can use literally any plastic bait with this. I've seen people put craws on there, lizards, brush hogs. You can put anything on it. My preferred bait is a X-Zone Lures Deception Worm. This was really specifically designed for a shaky head. It's a finesse style bait. The tail does float in the water, so it's a very enticing bait. So when I'm rigging my bait, I bite the tip off of it, so I got a nice flat point to it, and then I am going to screw it on to my shaky head like so, just like that, nice and snug up to the head. And then we're going to take the bait and we're just going to come back a little bit like so and bring it right through it just like that. Now, I do let the hook come out some, and then I texpose it. So you bring it back in a hair and you just barely put it up in there. So if I were to push down just right, you can see that point is right there on my finger. So that's the way I like to rig up my shaky head, my X-Zone Lures Deception Worm. That is my choice. So next up, we're going to talk knots. What knot do we tie on this? So we're actually going to tie it because I broke mine off. I'm going to tie the improved cinch knot. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll link it up there. You all can watch that. So we're going to go ahead and tie that improved cinch knot here. It's a very, very simple knot to tie. It is very effective, especially with this 8-pound test line that I'm using. Pull it snug. Trim that tag in like so. So that's the knot we tie. We have 8-pound Suffix Advanced fluorocarbon on it. That is the leader line that I use, to an Alberto knot, to 20-pound test. This is actually, I usually use Suffix, but this is actually canine braid because it's pink. My fiance wanted pink line and I had some left over, and I've always really liked canine line, but you know, you go with whoever's got the best prices. So as Suffix has the best prices for me. So this is pink canine. I really do like it. It looks good in the water. Now, as far as the rod and reel setup go, I actually have to grab it and not hit it on anything. All right, so rod and reel setup. This is my old 18 hollow point spinning rod. This is a 7'3" medium fast. This is a little bit of a longer rod. I am a bigger dude. I do like some longer rods usually, but the real reason why I bought this rod was because it was a multi-purpose rod. I could do a lot of things with this, but it has become my dedicated shaky head rod because I do love it so much. But it's got the carbon fiber inlays here, and the way that the grips work when I'm holding this carbon fiber is actually right in the palm of my hand here. When I grab it, I can actually feel so much more. It's got a lot of sensitivity to it. It's got that double locking feature up top that I absolutely love for the reel. So the reel, I've talked about this reel before. I think this was my feature for if I could only have one rod or reel spinning wise, this would be it. This is the Daiwa Regal. It's a 10 bearing system. This is the 2500 series. Let's see here. What are the specs on it? I can't always remember all the specs. I can't even remember what gear ratio it is. It's a 5 something. I think it's a 5.5 to 1 gear ratio, something like that. It's got a very smooth drag system to it. I really like it a lot. The drag works well. It's a beautiful reel. If you look at it, it's really nice. Got kind of a purplish green chameleon look to it with that gold. Really nice reel. I'm able to cinch it down really nicely, and I can make really far throws with this reel. It's an all-around great all-purpose reel, but I really do like it for my shaky heads as well. So as far as actually fishing the shaky head goes, what are we targeting? Anything. I mean, let's be for real here. We're really targeting anything with a shaky head. My preferred target is going to be rock. When we start dealing with brush piles and everything, I like to go up to a bigger size line and a bigger hook because they are going to be able to take you down into it. So I don't really fish the finesse version too much, but I do fish a lot bigger heads and bigger hooks for those magnum worms. But I like to throw this around docks with rock, anywhere that I run this shadow pattern is what we call it. That'll be another video at a later date of what a shadow pattern is. But I like to throw a shaky head for a shadow pattern. I like to throw it around docks, around rock. It's a very simple bait. A lot of people want to say that the Ned rig has kind of replaced it. I'm not a Ned rig supporter or a fan. I hate that bait. I'm not very good with it to begin with, but I'm really good with a shaky head. So you throw it out there, let it sink to the bottom, and you really don't do a whole heck of a lot. We went out on the pontoon a couple days ago, and at the last minute, my dad was like, "Hey, let's bring some rods." So this is what I grabbed. I grabbed my shaky head rod, and we threw it. I threw it out there. Nobody was catching anything but me. Throw it out there on a point. Let it sink down there, just barely lift the tip and drag it back. Count the rocks down there, very slow, methodical way of fishing it. And just all of a sudden you'll feel thump, thump, and just reel up, pop them in the top of the mouth. 9 times out of 10, it's going to go right into the top of their head. Very simple bait to fish, very simple bait to use and catch fish is what makes it even better. Probably my all-time favorite finesse tactic, especially during the summertime when the bite gets tough. Anyway, guys, I hope that all helped you out with your shaky heads. If you had any question with shaky head fishing, I hope I answered that for you. If I didn't, leave a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know what all kind of information you want for it. If I didn't do a good job of it, let me know that too. But I appreciate you guys watching these videos. Hit that like button, hit that comment button, hit that subscribe button as well. Leave me a comment down there. Hit that notifications button. That way you'll know when we post videos. That way you can try and win a Tackle Warehouse gift card. We've got some more on the water fishing stuff coming up, hopefully. I'd like to actually get out there and just do a video of just nothing but jacking some jaws. You know, I love teaching, and I love being able to show you guys how I do things and teach you guys how I fish, the knots I tie, all that jazz. But I would really like to get on the water and really jack some jaws for y'all. So we're gonna do that here soon, hopefully, and maybe go out deep and find some cool stuff on Douglas. But in the meantime, like button, comment, subscribe, notifications on. Take care, guys.